Hello, good morning, and happy Tuesday. Uh, I was looking through the Thunder client right before the stream, and I noticed that I actually remember that there's a collection section, and specifically there's an export to JSON option here. So I'm thinking that maybe before we begin today, I add some of the items that we did beforehand into here, and then I can export this and put it in the repo for anybody who wants to follow along. They can then test their own stuff in the same way. They don't have to like create their own Thunder client, uh, sort of like configuration or everything else. They just select the correct one and then it goes. Uh, do Now I have a whole bunch of these other ones. These are patch posts. I think we started with a get, right? Oh, get to like things. This would be to everything in the app. Oh, I probably want to like then do two collections, right? One for routes, like one for these routes, and one for the other. That would be in here. So collections. I want to delete you. Yes. New collection, and we're gonna call this routes. All right, so the first one here. Oh, I guess this was a patch. Hello World. We did do that. Okay, so I have this one here. Save to collection. Collection is routes. Save successfully. So if I run you, 404 not found. I did a patch to slash. Is that one not running? Oh, I'm not running that one. I'm running data right now. That's why. Okay, hold on. I can fix that. There we go. Okay, so that exists. Then you are a post to mirror body string. So post to mirror body string, save to collection. No, routes. Oh, and so then I could call this mirror body string. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. So I don't really know necessarily what to call that one. But yeah, that's literally what we're sending it. Okay. Mirror body JSON. Okay. Path variables. Yeah, looks like this one. I guess this first one is a hello world, isn't it? It's our initial one. Ooh, this one got a 404. So to slash path variables. Ooh, path variables. There we go. Okay, so then I have to save you, I think. Oh, and then this is the next one. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So let's see. Oh, that was okay. So path variables 15 and then hard coded. Okay, that was hard coded path variables. So hold on. So you were rename hard coded path variables, and then the 155 is path variables. There we go. Okay. Next up, query params. So it's okay. Mirror user agent. Okay, so we have more query params, mirror user agent. So okay, all of these. Oh, this is mirror custom header. Mirror headers. Mirror user agent. There we go. Okay. Mirror custom header. Okay, so can I do mirror custom header here? Mirror custom header is still sending back. Well, I guess that makes sense. Mirror custom header. Okay, so then middleware message. Okay. We have our extension with the shared data. We have our cores layer for how to do cores. I don't think I have a cores here. Do I have an option? I did never do an option. I don't remember how to send an option manually. Okay, so always errors is next. Okay, there's our I'm a teapot. Returns a 201. Okay, you still work. And finally, get JSON. Okay, so saved. Okay, so these are all the routes that we used in the routes one. So then I'm going to go, okay, I'm going to close you down. We're going to create a new collection called data. I'm also going to close all of these down. And next up. So we have data mod. Okay, so we have hello world. Okay, this was a get to hello world. So save to collection with data. Okay. 404 not found. Why is that? Because I need to start it up. Yeah, that would help. Let's try that again. There we go. Okay, validate data. So this is named validate data, but it's custom JSON extractor. Oh, I think I was reusing the same ones over and over again. Well, that's the argument for this. Okay, so validate with Serde. So if I go to validate data, so if, for example, I'm missing the password, missing field password. Okay, so let's use a fake password in this. Oh, sorry, a fake email address that won't bother anybody. And we'll do be at mailinator.com. There we go. Okay, you're happy. Validate data and data. There we go. Next up, custom JSON extractor. Ooh, I don't have one. Okay, so we'll do a new request here. This is a custom JSON extractor. All right, so you're going to be a post. To here. And then, okay, so custom JSON extractor. Now, if we go inside of here, you're looking for username and password. Okay. Request user. Yeah, okay, username password again. So body, JSON. This will be Let's see. What am I? Oh, doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, password must have at least 8 characters. There. And I think I just save it. I think that's saved. Okay, next up, tasks. So pose to create a task. Okay, so pose to create a task. This looks like it does the thing. All right, so if I create task, do another cool thing. Yeah, that's been created. Okay. Then we have get all tasks. Now I'm not seeing a get to all tasks, so let's add that in here. And okay, there we go. That's get all tasks. Then I want to get one task. Looks like we do have plenty of that here. So here, we'll get this one task here, saved collection. And we get, oh, huh. I guess we had accidentally done that as well. Okay, 5. There we go. We got that one task. So save you. And that, okay, that's where we are right now. So we've caught up. Let's close all of these again. So we're now on to atomic updates. Um, Now, so an interesting thing, atomic updates and patch updates are interesting because an atomic update is updating everything, overwriting whatever is in the database with whatever you're passing in, minus some key uh, important things like the ID. Like if you pass in a new ID, you're not going to overwrite that. But I don't believe that CORM has an atomic update uh, setting for us, so we have to sort of create it ourselves. And I need to remind myself how exactly this is going to work. So let's do a practice run here. So new file. This is atomic updates. Okay, so this would be 2 tasks, a specific ID, and it would be a put to the handler. So we would get the path variable, task ID, we would also get the database. I don't think we're gonna need anything else necessarily. We're gonna return a result. I guess for this test right now, I only need to return the. Actually, I don't even know if I need to return anything. Maybe I don't return, and I just like, hey, it's updated. Um, well, let's see how we feel about it. Okay, so I want to data. Okay, so we want to do task. Um, now, do I want to do an? So I could do a find. Oh, right. We have to do not this thing. So I have to use. Okay, so this is gonna be create database task model as task. Okay, task. Oh, it's because it's task. Task. Um, why can't I find that? Did I import this incorrectly? Let's see. I'm pulling in. Oh, because okay, I'm doing that. If I'm doing get tasks, this task. Oh, it's entity. It's entity, not model. Entity. There you go. That's gonna work. Okay, so we have tasks. There we go. Now we have find by ID. Now, if I do an update a model in a database. So yeah, if we do this and then we have to just manually set every single thing, although I could potentially set the rest of them to be default if they're not passed in, which I believe is sort of like what happens in atomic updates. Because if you don't, I should look that up. Um, REST atomic date API. Guess like definition. Or maybe I just want to go to wiki. So is there an atomic update? I guess it would be a put, right? So semantics. So put create or replace the state of the target resource with a state defined by the representation enclosed in the request. Doesn't really explain that very well. So let's see. REST API put versus patch. Is there any good like sources for this that I trust? I wonder if MDN has something. MDN put versus patch. Path patch. Okay, put request creates a new resource or replaces a representation of the target resource with the request payload. The difference between put and post is that put is idempotent, calling it once or several times successfully has the same effect. That is no side effect. Yes, I know that. I guess it's up to us to sort of implement. It's not really a full, um, like a full definition here. HBA request methods is there. Okay, here it is. How about patch? The patch request method applies partial modifications to a resource. A patch request is considered a set of instructions on how to modify a resource. Contrast this with put, which is a complete representation of a resource. Oh, for example, if an auto-incrementing counter field is an integral part of the resource, then a put will naturally overwrite it. Although I think, like, I don't know anybody who has ever implemented a RESTful server follows that 100% by like saying, "Oh yeah, the client can totally update the ID." It's usually like, "No, no, the client can update everything but the ID." Okay, so I think that what we would do is we'd use, okay, so we'd update. Oh, it takes in the model. How does this work? Right, we're going to set, okay, we're going to set based upon what's coming in. So if we have a task here, oh, right, we're not going to do this in here. I totally forgot. We're going to do this all inside of, um, oh, there's the get task. Do I want to do, I guess this makes sense to do the update tasks all together. So this would be update tasks. .rs. We have pub async function atomic update. Uh, okay, so you're happy again. Have to rewrite this a little bit. Was a path. Okay. All right. We're also going to have in here the request. All right. So pub struct request task, and this is going to be what's coming in. So it's going to be a struct. We are going to have we don't care about the ID because I don't want anybody to update that. So we're not going to take in the ID. Instead, I want to take in pretty much everything else. So I need to go remember what everything else is. So in database, we have tasks. So essentially, I can just take this entire thing, can I? And that's what you are. So this is request task. I don't need those things. So ID, we're not going to take you in because I don't want to update you. Okay. Priority. Okay, so priority is option title. So everything that we're updating here is going to be an option string. Option. Okay, so everything's going to be an option here. We're going to deserialize this. We're going to take this object in. So we're going to have JSON quest task. Okay. I suppose we can use our custom extractor here too to validate this data, but I don't think we care about that right here and now. Oh, you need this type. Oh, so your date with time zone, this is actually a string as far as we're concerned. Okay, then is that true? I don't remember if that's true or not. What did we do in here? Oh, that's part of mod here. Okay, so request update task. Oh, completed that. I did use date time with time zone, and I pulled that from CRM. Okay, never mind. So we do want where I do want to pull that in and pull you in. Okay. All right, so that gives us the date time. We get our request task coming in. I want to create a new active model for this request task. So this is going to be let updated task equals. I think it's task active model. Struct fields. What that does? Oh. I dislike that it waits until I'm finished with all the to dos. Oh, because it's okay. It's a waiting semicolon. That's the reason. There's an arrow over there. Then I hit save. So I need to add in semicolon before I fill the struct fields. Otherwise, it's too hard. It's like going to be hard to find. Okay, so ID. Now, if I ignore this, I wonder if it's going to error and try to like I guess this would be set to the task ID. So the task ID, and that forces it so we can't change the ID. Okay, the priority. Oh, and this is a set for the task ID. Otherwise, it might be a new one by accident. Okay, this is going to be a set to let's see, task. So request task, priority, because this could be a set to a, yeah, I think that's right. Is this in the exact same order? I think it is. So I might be able to do a little bit of trickery here. So by multi-line U, we're going to do set. We're going to come up to here. So this is below priority. Copy U. Come back down to here. Paste you in. Oh, but it's this is request task dot. Okay. Mismatch that found. Okay, so title, you expect an actual string. Ooh, that's gonna be interesting. In order to do the title here, I need to know what. Okay, well, the title is gonna be this thing, right? So, title unwrap or default, which will be an empty string. So that'll be something that they have to deal with. If you forget to pass in a title, it's gonna be an empty string. Yay. Okay, so okay, so we create our update task. Now we want to run the update. So tasks. Oh, I don't have it in here. So I want to use create. Oh, and I could use this here. Okay, this is a task entity. Task. Okay. I want to update. I have the model, which is an active model, I believe. So that's the updated task. Do I just save it? How do I use update? Okay, so empty update orange dot clone. Oh, it's gonna be exec at the end. Oh, and I want to filter it to make sure I do the correct one. Okay, so task update. We're going to filter by task column ID is equal to task ID. And then we're going to exec, pass it database. We're going to await, and in this case, we'll just unwrap. Can I find database? Because I didn't spell database correctly. Okay, so this should be a put, right? This is a put. I want to go to Thunder Client. Let's just do a new request. We'll do a put. All right, so if I do I want, okay, let's find out which one we want to do first. Let's do a get to get all of them. Let's update this last one, so number 7. So we'll do a put to task/7. I will body. All right, so we're not doing the ID. I want a title. This to be, so that's currently do another cool thing is I have been changed. We can do priority is now B, and we cannot pass in a description, which should remove the description and turn that into null. So if I hit send, I got a 200 OK. And then if I go back to just a get, here is 7. I have been changed. Priority B, description is null. Okay, excellent. That's what we want to see. Okay. And if I don't pass in the title, I think that'll just put to 7 again. Let's get that specific one. Yeah, title is now an empty string. So that's good to know. Let's actually put this back the way we sort of expect it to. So we have title. I am a task. Priority A, and description is this is my okay. So if I do that, get to you. Okay, that's gonna be great. So we'll write that in to our collection here for data. So we'll add that in here. All right, great. I think I'm ready to do this. I want to revert all of your changes. That's great. All right. I'm going to switch over to recording mode now, and that means I am not going to respond to chat messages directly. If you do send one, I might sort of like try to incorporate it into the video. These videos aren't usually too long. We're just going to do exactly what I did, but probably a little bit faster and a little bit more direct, but also possibly with more explanations because I want to go into puts in what this means. So I can get to put from here. Okay. So let's start here at this point. And I think everything else is okay. All right. Let's do this. Now that we've created and we've gotten our tasks from the database, it's time for us to turn our eyes to updating our items in the database. And there's two different types of updates. If you're familiar with REST databases, you might know about put and patch. And this in this lesson, we're going to be going over put, which is what we might call a idempotent or an atomic update. If we go and take a look at the MDN page for put itself, a put basically is a complete and total change of the the thing in the database. Now, this doesn't really explain very well exactly what this is. It basically just says, hey, it's idempotent. Now, if we go to our HTTP request methods and we go to the other one, which is a patch, it does show that the difference between these is a put is a complete representation of the resource. Now, what that really means is that if you do a put and you forget to pass certain things into the back end, it's going to change them all. Let's implement this, and we'll show you what we mean. All right, so we want to create a new update methods. So in data, I'm going to actually create a new route for this. So we have our get task. We're going to have an update task as well. So date task s. In mod, we're going to mod that. And we're going to create a basic sort of 200 response. So pub async function. Now in this case, what are we looking for? We're looking for an atomic update or a put update. I personally like the words like atomic update because to me that makes sense. We're updating the entire thing. So I'm going to call it that. Atomic update. And let's come back to here and add that in. So we're going to use u update task, atomic update, and add this into our route. All right, just like the other ones, we're going to start with just tasks. We do need to know which task we're updating. So we need the task ID, and then it's going to be a put to the route handler. This is fine to leave right here. Okay, now that we've created the route to this, let's figure out what do we need in here. Well, we need the task ID, so that's going to be a path. So task ID is going to be a path, and these are going to be I32s. We need that database connection. That's going to be extension of a database extension database connection. And finally, we're going to need, well, we actually just need the full object that we're coming in. And this does need to be the full object. Now, I am going to remove the ID from this because I don't necessarily want anybody to replace the ID. So some like purists with REST might object to this. Is like, well, you should allow someone to like update the ID. In this one, like I'm gonna like change a little bit and just say like, yeah, it's an atomic update except for the ID. That stays exactly the same. So we're gonna have a pub struct. This is gonna be a request task. Now, to go find everything that I need to update, I'm actually gonna head into our database tasks, and we're going to copy all of this. So the contents of the model. So if we head back into here, I'm going to paste this in. Well, there's a couple things we need to do to sort of clean this up. First of all, we don't need any of these CRM sort of mentions. And if I hit save, it's actually going to say, hey, we don't have this date time with time zone. I'm just going to import that from CRM, and then it should be fine. I also need to derive deserialize for this. So that way, let's see, cert can properly put this into an object for us. And now we can take this in as JSON. So JSON, this is going to be the request task, and your type is JSON request task. Okay, great. Now, when we're going to do an update, especially because this is just an atomic update here, I want to create a full new version. So we're going to, let's see, I need an active model. So that new, this is like, we'll call this the update task. But essentially it kind of is like a new task, except it's replacing the one we already have by the ID. All right, so this is going to be, we want tasks. We want an active model. And let's fill the struct fields. All right. So the ID. I am going to set this. I'm just not going to set this to be anything that comes in from the request task here. Uh, and I'm actually going to set this as an option, I32. So you can send it in. I just don't really care about that. I'm also going to send in an option for this title. So you're a string. There we go with that. Okay. And actually, do I really want to do that? No, actually, I don't think I want to option the title. You're required because it's required in the database. It's required in here because everything's absolutely going to be replaced. Okay, so for this ID, I want to replace this with the task ID. So we're going to set this to be the task ID one, which is passed in the path params. For the priority and for pretty much everything else, that's going to be coming from up here. So I'm going to do a little bit of a VS Code trick. So if you are using VS Code or any other editor that has multi-line commands, this is always a little bit fun to do because I copied this directly from the CORM model. The order of these are exactly the same, which is really nice. So on top of that, the names are exactly the same. So going to Control or Command D until I highlight all the to-dos. We're going to remove this. This is going to be a set. We want this to be the request task dot, and then I'm going to go to the beginning of this line and just let's see. This was on a Mac. It's Option and it's Alt on a Alt Shift right arrow on a Windows or Linux. Going to copy, come back to here, and paste that in. And VS Code actually sort of is intelligent about the copy paste. So now I'm setting properly. Okay, priority is set to this, title is set to that. Everything is good and happy. We have this update task. Okay, great. Now I want to take, I want to now do the actual update itself. I have to pull in the entity for tasks, which is, let's see, does it have it here? It kind of has, nah, it doesn't really have the entity. It's belongs to this entity. So so they've created it behind the scenes for us. Let's go ahead and pull that in. So I'm going to do use create database task entity, but I do want to rename that as tasks. Okay, so below update task here, I want to do tasks update. Now it takes in the model. This is going to be the update task. Then we want to filter. So this is really important because we might think, well, hey, we're updating this task. It should be intelligent to know that the ID is the one that we're updating. But that's not always the case. If I don't set a filter, it's going to update all of the tasks, which is generally speaking not what you want. Okay, so to update these tasks, we have to set the filter. The filter is going to be on tasks column. We want the ID to have that be equal to this task ID. So again, from the URL, we want to make sure that we're updating the correct one. Then we're going to exec this, pass in a reference to the database. And then finally, we have to decide what to do with this. Now, if there's an error, let's see, we await. That's going to give us a result at the end. So let's return a result here. In fact, we don't need to return a result. Let's just return a status code. So in here, I want to know. Do I want to do? I actually do want to do a result, just simply because it's going to allow me to do a question mark for this. So let's do a result. Uh, Nothing if we're successful, and I want a status code if we're unsuccessful. And then nothing is going to come with a 200, which is going to be fine. Okay, so we're going to do the map error trick here, where we have the error that's come in. I don't necessarily care what this error is. I just want to turn it into a status code internal server error. And then I can question mark you and semicolon. And then we're going to return OK with an empty parentheses. And that is that is going to set our atomic update for us. Let's turn to Thunder Client. So I have some collections. I just created these in between these videos in case you're seeing these, suddenly now for the first time. We're going to create a new request. This is maybe let's get all tasks first. So here's everything. Let's update this one right here. So I'm actually just going to copy this. I'm going to do a new request. We're going to name this put task to be put task or atomic update. I think maybe atomic update. This is going to be a put to HTTP localhost port 3000 slash. That was task ID number task ID number 7. In the body, I'm going to paste this ID here. So it doesn't matter if I change this to 8, it's not going to change that task. It's still going to be number 7. Title, so I am an updated task. Priority, we can set you to B. And if I leave the description out completely, that should set it to null. So let's go ahead and send you. We got a 200 OK. If we go back to get all tasks, we'll notice that in 7, I am an updated task. Priority is now B, and description is now null, but the ID is still 7. So as a review, we are taking in our task. We've made everything match exactly what we need from the server. From the database. We're taking that in because this is the server, and we're creating a new active model as if we're creating a new task. We're just setting the ID to be exactly the same ID that we're updating, and then we are doing that update. And then we just return a 200 OK if we're good, or a 500 error if we fail for some reason. And that's it. That is an atomic update for a task. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully this was helpful, and see you in the next video. Bye. Okay. That is done. No warnings either, which is nice. Add you in there. Okay, so this was, I think we're going to call it atomic updates. Atomic updates. You're good, you're good. Let's commit you. Atomic updates. Okay, so next will be patch updates. Now, a patch update, we're only going to be doing a small number, like a small amount of this. So an update, let's close all of you. So in update tasks, I want the option to not pass in the title. So if I'm going to change this to an option, and I was thinking about this while I was doing this, like, okay, I want to start with this, but we're gonna have to update this to like work correctly. So we have to set this to be an option, which means that if we pass in without a title, uh, either I want to have an error, or I want to like just set this to be an empty string that like you just lost your title. Okay, I think that'll work because we're just gonna use the rest. Um, oh, and I think if I don't pass anything, yeah, it needs to be an option. We will. Oh, I have to get the existing. Oh, right, I forget. I have to get the existing task first. I have to convert it into an active model, set it, and I think that I can do that. So if I do, let's just say down here, if I do, let's see, this is gonna be like let tasks find. Oh, sorry, this is gonna be let task equals task find by ID. Let's just say this is like one. I want. I don't want all. I want one. Okay, one database. We await. Why are you upset? Yeah, future. Okay, so await. Unwrap. Okay, then we'll unwrap again. Okay, so then I want to turn this into an active model. I don't see. Oh, into active model. That's what it is. And once I do into active model, it's now an active model. It's exactly the same as this, except all the fields are already filled out. So now I can just set on specific ones, and then the rest of them won't be changed. And that's how we're going to do a patch update. Okay, that's how it's going to work. Patch update. All right. Next video. We have time. Let's do this. For the next update, we're going to do a patch update. Now, a patch update, as I mentioned in the last atomic update video, is a partial update. This means that we're not going to have to pass in everything, but we still just update just the things that we want to. Let me show you what I mean by we're going to create our ThunderClient thing here first. So if I take atomic update, I'm going to duplicate you. Let's rename you to, we'll do partial update. Copy. So right now I have to pass in everything, right? Or it just becomes null. So if I do a like keep that as a 7, so we have our I am updated task, priority B, the description was set there. But what if I don't want to update the title? What if I don't want to update the priority? What if I only want to update the description? So I want to just have this here and go description. I am updated, and then send this on as a patch. Of course, 405 method not allowed. I'm going to make sure that I've saved this. If we get one task, let's get that task number 7. All right, so here we are. We have this ID 7, I am an updated task. I just want to update the description, and I just want to set that, but I don't want to lose anything else. So how are we going to do that? We're going to come into our update task file here. And we're going to create a brand new route. So pub async function do partial update. We're going to be taking in pretty much the same exact things. So we have path, which is the task ID. It's path I32. Excellent. Except that's a little bit weird. We have our extension for the database. And we have the request task. JSON request task. Okay. But there's a problem here because the request task, everything is an option except the title. And I don't want to pass in the title. I just want to pass in the only thing I want to update. Well, this is a problem. So with the title, I'm going to have to make this an option here. I'll make you a string. However, if I do that, that's going to break our atomic update. So the way I'm going to solve this is I'm going to say, look, if you attempted to put, to like atomically update a task without a title, yeah, that's going to be fine. I'm going to unwrap our default, which is going to make it be, the title is now going to be an empty string, which is probably not what the user wants, but we allow them to do it. It's sort of like the danger of an atomic update. Now, we could also do a little bit of validation here. We could say like, hey, we have a status code. What if we say if our request task dot title is none. So if we don't have one, I want to do an early return of an error, status code 400, status code bad request, I believe. I think that's a 400. That's also a possibility. In that case, I can just do an unwrap safely here. Okay, now back down to here. We now know that the request task has options for everything. So we're going to return the exact same thing. We're going to do result, nothing, and a status code if we fail. All right. Well, first things first, we have to find the task that we're looking for and sort of get it from the database. We can't really do a partial update as far as the database is concerned without actually having gotten it first. We'll do let. I'm going to call this the DB task just to make sure we know exactly what we're looking for. This is going to be task. I want to find by ID, and this is going to be the task ID. We want to, let's see. I want to make sure that we just get one. Pass in the database. We're going to await you. Let's go ahead and map error. Okay, so map error. We have our error that we don't really care about right now, although we could like debug that out potentially. We're just going to return a status code of internal server error and question mark that. I forgot to put an equal sign there. Okay. That gives us an option with the model, because what if it didn't find it? Okay, so if you didn't find it, well, that's going to be a problem. We should probably return a 404. So if let, we'll do a sum of the, I'll just go ahead and shadow this DB task here. This equals DB task. So we'll do all of our things here, and at the end, we'll return an okay. If we don't find you, I want to return an error with the status code not found. Okay, so far so good. Now, we have a model, but notice that the model differentiates from this one. It's just a model. It's not an active model, which means if I try to set data on it, it's not gonna work. It's not something I can write to. So I want to convert this into an active model here. So we're going to do let, this is now going to be our update task. Update task equals, we're going to take our DB task and we're going to write into active model on it. That converts it to an active model. Now I can set specific fields based upon whatever updates we have. So in this case, we know we're not going to update the ID. We want to update the property, the title, the completed at. Okay, so we want all of those. Let's see how that's going to work. So we want to do update task dot, let's say one at a time here. So we'll do completed at. I do this in order here too. So this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these. Let me give myself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can do the same exact trick. In VS Code, I can do an Option / Alt Shift and click down to get a whole bunch of lines here. We're going to copy you and then just take these all down to these extra rows. Okay, so first, oh, I lost. Okay. There we go. I was doing I tried like backspace. What I really need to do was shift tab to be able to go back to the baseline and reset my indentation, which I know RLS will, or RLS, no, not RLS. Rust format will take care of me later, but I kind of like just having it here. So I want to do update task dot this thing. We're going to set you equal to, we want you to be a set and whatever we're coming in from the request task. So this is going to be the request task dot, and then that same thing. Okay, semicolon u. All right, so first of all, the title here expects a very specific one. So we actually only want to run this set if the title is set. So I'm actually going to do another really quick if let some title equals request task title, just to make sure we're only doing this one here. So update task, the title equals this title. Okay. Oh, we need to declare update task. Let's see, where is that? Into active model, we need to declare you as mutable to make you a little bit happy. Okay, so no errors anymore, no warnings. We are setting all these. We now need to do our same update that we did before. So this is going to be task update. Pass it in that model. So that's going to be the update task. I want to filter the task column ID. So make sure that you're equal to the task ID. We're going to exec you, pass you in a reference to the database. We will await. We will also map error in case we have another error here. And we will return a status code, internal server error, and question mark, semicolon that. If we're successful and we get all the way through to here, we'll return an OK. All right, no errors. We do have one warning. Whoa, it's not being used. Well, that's a good point. We need to head over to our mod routes and make sure that we actually use this. So let's go. This is atomic update. Let's also pull in partial update. Routes. This is going to be tasks. Task ID. This is going to be a patch of partial update. Okay, everything is good. Let's head on over to partial update again. We're doing this for task number 7, which we remember here. We don't have a description when our title is I'm an updated task, priority B. So if I do a patch to task 7 with a description I am updated, hit that, we get a 200 okay. If we go back to get this one task, everything else, ooh, we lost priority. Ooh, okay. Well, we got the I am updated and the title stayed the same, so that's good. We lost the priority. Let's go find out what happened here. So our priority got set to request task dot priority here. Ooh, so we actually don't want, because we're setting this to a none. So I did this a little bit backwards. I want to make sure that we're only setting these if they're sum. So we actually need to do this if let sum pattern for everything here. Okay, so let's do a we'll do you. I'm gonna manually create my multiple cursors. Okay, so I want my update task. Actually, you know what? I don't want to redo that one. I just want to do it right the first time. So we're gonna have to do that correct next time. So that was fun. Totally forgot that I need to set these to be okay. So what do I need to do for it? How would I do this? It's gonna be update task priority. So I want to do create a line above it. I'm gonna do if let some item, let's say, or like field data. I can also just go down one. Okay, copy you, paste you in there. So equals right to, so yes, we're gonna have to do this. So we have to do this to every single one, including title. So I need to make sure just to do this the first time. So if I do that, there, that would have done it. Mismatch types expected and enum option. If it's aren't you an option? Priority. Oh, because these are update tab. Oh, I don't want these to be update task here. Ooh, okay. So that was a mistake. Want if let's I want you to be. Why did you not? Oh, you did do it. Okay, so I want you to be the request task. Like that. Okay. Set request task dot priority. Use a partially move value. Oh, interesting. Okay, so you're partially moved. Move because you have type string. Description is partially moved to because I'm taking you out here. I thought it was only taking the other one out, but I guess I'm taking, so at line 63. Oh, when I'm doing the if let sum, I'm partially moving you out. So I think I want to probably reference all of these. So if not Z, if I reference you, that gives us a reference to the string. Hit save. Now expected struct, yes. Then for some of these we're gonna have to clone or to owned. Why do the other ones? I don't need to do that. Oh, because I won't want to set it to. Oh, you know what? I don't need to do that because I'm doing this. Okay, so set. We have. Okay, so set. We have request task. Silly, 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 silly. I want to just do that. Mismatch types. Expected this to be an option string, so you are actually going to be some that, and then I don't need. I don't need the reference. Okay. I don't need the reference here either. There we go. That would have worked. So if we go back to get one task, okay, so priority. So if I leave out the description and I do a priority of like A again, one task. There we go. We leave the others alone. Okay, so that was too bad. I totally forgot that I needed to do the if let sums pattern for everything. But that makes sense. Like it's the pain of the partial update. You have to handle more stuff on the back end. It's harder. Okay. But as I mentioned, it's 8:20, which means I have to get ready for work. It also is Tuesday, which means tomorrow I am not going to be streaming in the morning. I'm going to be heading into work early just so I can go into the office. That's my social time with everybody else at work. So I'll be back on Thursday morning to re-record the partial update video and get that going. I'll probably just nah, let's I'm trying to remember like should I leave this? I don't know. I think I'll just leave this here, not commit it as a reminder to not screw up next time and review what I'm doing. So, with that being said, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Hope that you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye.